What's going on, y'all? No words. No words whatsoever.
What
What's
up?
up, guy?
What's happening?
Man, not the show that I wanted to do. I was intending to do, but we just one after the other. Like I don't know how much more. Excuse me, the list I can take. Like holy shit! Like it's not bad enough that this team is completely discombobulated. Um, Now you're your guy, our guy, everybody's guy. Your top scorer, your all star, your MVP is now gone for this foreseeable future, and who knows what that means. But before we get into it, a little tribute to JT. Just gotta like, do that to start off. A little prayer up for him, and a little airtime just for you, JT. Like that's man. I can't remember watching a game and seeing a player go down. Obviously, you see players get hurt all the time, and we've seen players on our teams get hurt all the time. But this was almost as bad as Tom Brady in '08, if not maybe a little worse. Because
NBA
this is
ball is worse for sure.
this is Jayson Tatum, man. Like, and I know, and obviously Brady at the time was king too, but this is Jayson Tatum on the
Yeah.
Celtics. Like, I, I'm at a loss. I've been a mess all day. Uh, I texted someone. I was like, it felt like the air was heavy today. Like you just walk around, and at least me, I was just kind of like, what do I do? Like, what do I do today? How do I feel? How do I function? Um, it just truly shows how deep, you know, the teams here, the fans and the teams are, how deeply passionate you are, but also how human you are too. Because like, uh, JT's a good dude. Like, so that's my opening take. I am completely distraught. Not only because the Celtics are down 3-1 and about to shit their pants in one of the biggest chokes in NBA playoff history, um, but
Rightfully deserved.
but but because we lost our guy, and we lost our guy for a while. But yes, to piggyback on that, rightfully deserved, and you're getting everything as the Celtics, as Joe Mazzulla, as Jaylen Brown, as Kristaps Porzingis. Can't even put Derek White into that because he's had a decent playoff, and you know he's shown up. But Drew Holiday, this is Al Horford. Al Horford, my goodness. If I see him complain to the refs like one more time instead of just getting back on defense, like what have we become? Uh, it's getting so hard to watch, and now I don't know what happens next because we're obviously both thinking that this is done. Um, don't know. They're gonna probably fuck around and win tomorrow night.
I mean, you have to be realistic
But
about it. So
yeah, I'm messed up. So you
obviously,
go. You take it
yeah,
for a while.
it's yeah. I mean, it's just everybody's hurt. Everybody is distraught. Everybody has strong feelings toward the loss of Jason Tatum or realizing his now reality, um or all of it. However you're taking this, because we get the privilege of watching him play for our team, but
Correct.
he's also of the NBA.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that means that he is a global figure that is changing the lives of others through basketball
Mm-hmm.
across the whole world.
Mm-hmm.
So him not playing basketball is much greater than just playing for the Celtics for a shot at winning another championship.
Back to back, which you would have been put into the top. Like you automatically rise into one of the top Celtics teams because it's basically the same team of all time
But
between last year and this
I
year.
don't I feel like that's minimizing it, right? I feel like this
Could be.
loss is like extreme for sports
Yeah.
in history.
Yeah.
Like we're talking about a complete, like this is going to speak volumes on the careers of not only Joe Mazzulla because
Ugh.
he's the head coach.
Ugh.
I I'm I apologize. I just have to start there. I have to
No,
start at as low
no,
as possible.
you have to start somewhere, and you might as well
I
start with the
yeah.
lowest point.
I have to start as low as possible.
Ugh.
You know, like, but
It just drives me nuts, man. He's
but we know the brilliance of Brad Stevens,
right.
so it will be a lot. Like like I'm so hyper focused now on what he is going to do, and I am bought into what he's done thus far. So I have no choice but to put my
Yeah.
trust
You have to
in
see it
him.
through. You have to see it
Um,
through.
but it's just the variables that he has to overcome, and it's just like
Yep.
new owner,
Yep.
plus taking on the luxury tax.
Yep.
Um, you have a team that has been in the Eastern Conference Finals and
Forever.
or the
It seems like.
so it's like okay, I bought this team
Mhm.
with at the right time,
Right. You
but
would have thought.
but now it's like okay, what it's almost I hate to sound cliche, but like the story of Achilles,
Mm. I hear that word now, and it's like, ugh.
it's just like
Uh,
so dominant,
mhm.
but that weak heel, regardless of how it was obtained.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
it's like damn, like so such greatness. You know, but even before
Yeah.
Hercules, pre
I
Herc,
I'm just like
PH,
honestly.
P dot H. You know, pre
Yeah.
Herc. It's like okay, we all know who Hercules
Yeah.
is, but like this is Hercules before Hercules, and it's just fuck.
Mhm. I'm like, why do we have this fucking tendon in the back of our foot that literally is like a ticking time bomb? Like, why do we have this thing that if fucked with, if it snaps, you're fucked? Like, there's no other place in your body, really, that's like as fucking sensitive.
You know,
Like,
so
it drives me nuts. And I know it's an NBA based kind of like injury, so it's like it's worse for the NBA for anything.
for sure.
It's the injury that NBA players dread and absolutely do not want. Not that you want one if you're a football player or baseball, because you still have to push off. But for the NBA, that's all you do
Yeah.
is you push off and you jump. And obviously baseball and football too, but there's ways to get around it. That's like your whole thing, man. And for JT, a frequent jump shooter as he is, you know, I'm I'm worried that he's never going to be the guy that he was. And it's no, even if he isn't, it's no discredit
Yeah.
to him. It's
You
not,
don't. Yeah.
if he
It's
can't do any wrong now, honestly,
it's the you know what it
which
is.
sucks for him, because
It's us being millennials,
yeah,
right? Us being millennials
yeah,
and being able to. It's unfortunate for us, but we're in a sense lucky to have seen the back end of pure dominant
oh
players.
god, yeah, yep,
So the what ifs and the have beens, it's
mhm.
almost like I really don't want to assume that the worst for
No,
JT,
no, I don't
but
either.
I also
I'm
like to
apprehensive.
I just like to live my life based off of
Yeah,
worst
I know
case
what you're gonna say.
scenarios.
Yeah,
This it's just a part of survival. It's just a part of how I view
which is
survival.
fine.
So
Yeah,
so it's like, okay, when you come to and it's if you when you come to when you come to a realization in life, period, it has nothing to do with your status. It has nothing to do with your financial state.
hmm
It has nothing to do with, you know what I mean? It's
hmm
just
hmm yeah. It's living, you know, it's not living scared. It's living to be prepared. Um, and I,
oh yeah,
man, am I prepared for the worst here? I'm
yeah.
prepared for Jason Tatum. I'm prepared for it. Am I expecting it? No. And I'll tell you why in a little bit. But I'm prepared for Jason Tatum to never be Jason Tatum again because of this,
And that is what now
which sucks.
shifts. It's almost like sh- shifting. I mean, I'm not really big with manual vehicles, but like shifting the gear to. I've been in one that
Mm-hmm.
stalled out.
Mm-hmm.
I know what that is like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to drive it, unfortunately. But being
Yeah.
in a whip that stalls out,
Yeah. He's stalling out right
the
now.
gear is has shifted
Mm-hmm.
like for
I can't even
for the
believe we're having
worst.
this conversation
Yeah,
right now. Like, granted, a week ago we came on here, um, well, just about over a week ago after game two, and we were ripping everybody.
yeah.
And
I
so
mean,
deserved.
yeah,
But
yeah.
there
It
there was still a thought in your mind, both of our
there
minds,
were
after game two,
yeah,
being like, This Steve, come on, stop it now. Like, can we stop?
yeah.
Let's just play Celtics basketball, please, for 48 minutes, because
But
they had him in both
but
games.
2-0, right? It's like, okay, now the conversation. Who I think I watched. I think Boston Connor said it best. I think he was like, I had the door open for the panic button,
Right,
but I didn't
but it
push it.
wasn't
I opened the door,
there.
but I
Yeah,
didn't push the button.
yeah,
And it's
And
like, okay, you see the performance that occurs game three, and
you think,
I'll say this, right? Being, I'll, I cannot wait until we can enjoy a game between the Celtics and the Knicks in Madison Square Garden. That's how locked in I was to these games
mm-hmm,
while watching on
we
television.
will.
I
Get there.
I experienced a lot just being so hyper
Yeah,
focused on
you lock
these
in.
games
Mm-hmm.
that I'm listening to how Madison Square Garden sounds
Mm-hmm.
on a regular basis for 48 minutes of an
Mm-hmm.
NBA basketball
Mm-hmm.
game. And I'm watching it and I'm just like, it must be fucking immaculate playing there. Because just listening from my living room
Mm-hmm. The Celtics hadn't lost there before last night in a long time,
in a long time.
and it was a place where you felt comfortable them going to. Like, granted, they're a better road team than they are a home team this season, but you just felt. I, I'd even honestly, even when the Knicks were coming back last night, and I was like, "Fuck, here we go again." Which this team just enjoys blowing double-digit leads. I don't understand it.
But it also
Um,
was odd because it was their first time going down.
yeah,
Like it was it was like they were dominating the whole game, but
and
allowed them to like not having a lead
yeah,
or experiencing coming back from
yeah,
a lead
yeah,
playing basketball, a game of runs is
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's
That's
like
what I said
you
last
can't
night
feel you're never comfortable.
when it was going back and forth. I was like, "All right, we made our run. Here comes their run," and then we punch back. They punch back, and then we punch back, and then they punch back. Um, I was oddly optimistic last night, and even when it before the JT injury, when it looked like we were probably going to lose the game, I even then I wasn't like the series is over. I, even going down 3-1, I said out loud, probably fucking minutes or seconds before the world came crashing down for us. I was like, even if they lose this game, two out of the next three would be in the Garden. And I get it with it that they dropped the first two at home, but game five and game seven are very different atmospheres at the Garden
Imagine
than
best of
game one and game
three.
two.
Yeah, imagine best of three
Best of three, two of them
with home court.
are in Boston. So game five, down 3-1 with JT, I would have picked us tomorrow night.
Bro,
Um,
the
and all you got to do, you got to go to Madison Square Garden and just win that game. And it's as simple as it sounds. For them, it kind of is. So if JT has another 40 burger in game six, like he did in Milwaukee, you just bring it back to home. That's that in their heads for game six would be like, we just need to win this game. It comes back home for game seven in our building. And granted, we've lost some game sevens at home, but this is different. It's this team at home in game seven against New York. I don't care who the fuck you are. I don't care how many points Brunson scores. I don't care how many shots Bridges blocks or Cat defends. I'm taking the Celtics
no brainer.
with Jayson Tatum. When he went down, and obviously we didn't see it because again Jaylen Brown last night was floating in la la land, mishandled the pass, turned the ball over, which created And I'm not blaming it on Jalen. I'm not blaming JT's injury on Jalen. It was a freak thing, but it led to it. If he hadn't fumbled the ball, JT wouldn't have had the cut. And when Mike Breen said Tatum's down, I was like, oh, all right, sprained ankle. You know what I mean? Like, or whatever, or like he might have whacked his elbow on the court or whatever.
His wrist.
Wrist again, right? Maybe he like really slammed it on the ground, and that hurts because his wrist is fucked up. People forget like he is battling a wrist injury before this. And man, whenever the camera panned and I saw Tatum spin in circles on the floor, agonizing in pain, I was like, oh my God. Not only are we done, we're cooked
Yeah.
for next year. We're done for a while. Like the Boston Celtics are irrelevant for a while. And that's what I did. No, like when they panned to Tatum and he's whapping around there, flipping around, I was just like, oh no. And I just stared at the TV. That's how I said, oh no. And I just stared. I didn't freak out. I didn't punch the floor. I didn't throw anything. I said, oh no. And legit just stared at the TV for a solid 5-10 minutes after. Even when they came back, even when they pulled Tatum off the floor and the game resumed, I was still like this. I literally couldn't believe I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that our Superman, got bit. And it just, I'm not blaming. Again, it's a freak accident. You know, these things happen all the time to athletes. But I'm gonna punch back a little bit here and get a little feisty. It's the Boston Celtics' fault as a team that your superstar, your leader, your captain, your champion is now gone for the foreseeable future. It's your fault. You know why it's your fault? And granted, JT had a little part in this too, but it's your fault because you blew the first two games at home and you blew last night. I'm talking situational stuff now. If you don't shit down your leg in game one and game two, if Joe Mazzulla doesn't look like, you know, in eighth grade, it doesn't look like an SYL coach, and no disrespect to our SYL coaches that we had, but, and y'all know who you are, and if you're in here, I apologize, but, because I know some of you are. You don't act like an SYL coach out there in the fucking NBA, and you don't coach like a moron.
Basketball.
If you just simply play the game the way it's supposed to be played, Jayson Tatum isn't laid up wherever he is right now. Jayson
I mean,
Tatum,
he's certainly not in the game at that
he's not
point in time.
he's not in the game, or exactly the game is over by then because you're up 3-0. You're up 3-0, and that game is fucking over. You think the Knicks are going to come back down double digits at the half, being down 3-0? Fuck no. The Celtics are probably up by 25, and
The
Tatum's on the
Celtics,
bench, and we're
the
thinking about Indiana. So
the
I
Knicks,
blame the Boston Celtics.
the Knicks, the Knicks were 0-14 when down 20 at any point of the season,
Mm-hmm.
and
And again,
their two
not to yeah,
wins to counter that are against the Celtics in the
yeah,
playoffs the past week
in Boston.
in Boston.
So you did this.
Letting up,
You did this.
giving up home court is losing game one.
Like you
It's
guys
like
this.
like in reality, it like obviously if you win game one and lose game two, it's still letting up home court. But there's a difference. Like
You
the
got
better
one.
team won. The better team won the first game,
Mhm.
obviously.
You won one
So
though at home, so it's completely changes the
exactly.
dynamic. So yeah,
So yeah, it's like
even if you shit in game one and you came back and you held on in game two, if that Tatum dunk ended game two, that's fine.
easy.
I'd live with it. It's the playoffs.
Absolutely.
Shit happens.
Everybody would. We wouldn't even be having this
No,
discussion because we would have.
we'd
It's
be
just.
and if anything, if they had, if it's 1-1, 2-1, and then three or whatever, would have been ready. I would have been rip roaring and ready to go to game five tomorrow night.
People.
I want nothing to do with game five tomorrow night. And it's not because I'm not I'm going to watch it. I'm invested. I'm not rooting against the Celtics. But a it's humbling. It's a you get what you give. This is what you get.
My my take on it, right,
Yeah.
is I don't feel as though, and we had this conversation off air.
Yeah.
Just like this show is a spontaneous show.
Yeah.
90. That's what we are.
Yeah.
We are unscripted.
Good.
If you needed an adjective to describe us, we are
For
unscripted.
sure unscripted. Yeah. It's just it's imaginable. It's just I can't believe we're doing this and I can't believe
Yeah.
we're talking about this. But yeah, roll on.
It's it's just like you really have to take into consideration, like, okay, like now everything is on the table
Oh god.
because
Oh
what
yeah.
like this team has done. I told myself after going down 2-0, okay, like, all right, game the next two games are in New York. I had already put in my mind the Celtics broke a second record, if not possibly a third.
Mm.
This is just me off the top of my dome, but I believe they broke two records for 3-point attempts this season, including the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, watching game one and game two, there's nothing that needs to be explained about that. But like, there hasn't been anything like they went up. It's not so much that they went up 20 twice, they let up plus 20 twice. So
Mm-hmm.
n- going into the like my realization early on
Mm-hmm.
was like after the early on post like I'm already aware that Jayson Tatum is done. So
Yep.
in real time,
Yep.
I you know it took as long as it did, rightfully so. Very proud of that, but
Yeah. Big kudos to the Boston Celtics
yeah,
organization
for
today
sure. And I
for
I think that being from and in Boston made that as powerful and strong as that announcement was when it happened
mm-hmm.
in real time. We'll obviously get into that, but there's nothing that the Celtics over the past week, as far from as far as a basketball point of
Mm-hmm.
view, has done to make me believe that even though they have this thing that could give them motivation
Mm-hmm.
to pull this series off, they've shown me absolutely nothing that makes me feel as though they're going to
John,
rally. I
what would make you
am
think that?
I'm going to say, as a fan Celtics in 7.
I'm not
I'm
even
going
saying that.
to I'm going to agree with that. I'm going to go along with that,
Mm,
but I'm also not defending it because I know that if the Celtics play basketball,
yeah,
the Celtics are 9-2 without Tatum.
right.
The Celtics are a championship caliber team in today's NBA without Tatum.
Mm-hmm.
This team
Yeah.
on film, I'm not even going to say on paper,
No.
because if I say on paper,
Mm-hmm.
you you're already registering knowledge that you know of said player over the past some odd days and years.
Of course.
Okay, whoa, yeah, these motherfuckers are not to be fucked
Mm-hmm.
with, right? If
Mm-hmm.
you know ball, if you know Celtics ball, if you know Boston
As
Celtics basketball.
we do.
So this team has been, and it's like what it's like what happened, right? Like this team,
I
JT,
don't.
the Jays, it's like we have have been in the Eastern Conference Finals since these two cats has been in the league
Mm-hmm.
for a long
One
time.
time they missed it. That was the Kyrie year.
So having these dudes, watching them ball, watching them grow, watching them develop, having the privilege to
Yeah.
do all of those things.
Yep.
Let me say that. Having the privilege of not only drafting but growing,
Mm-hmm.
contract
Mm-hmm.
extending these individuals because they are so good at this game
Correct.
and have done so much so quickly, so early into this
Right.
game. I asked this question to myself earlier and broadcasted it to the world. Like, is this all that this is? This the collapse? Is that one champ? Because it's like, okay, you have the argument of, oh well, Kobe didn't win until he was 27. Jordan didn't win until he was
Yeah.
27. But when you start arguing age when it comes to basketball,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta. It's just you got two dudes on your squad that are not. Jayson Tatum already kicked down the door.
Facts.
Jalen Brown, I would assume, as far as a top 75 is concerned, he's
Give or take.
like banging on the door.
Yeah.
Like he's knocking on the
He's there.
door.
He's just not. He hasn't
Yeah,
broken through yet.
I mean, but
Goes to show you
Finals
who the
MVP,
real. Oh, I was
Finals
about to say,
champion, Finals
but
MVP. It's like okay, but now,
he shouldn't be.
you know,
That's
and
my opinion. My Finals MVP last year was Jayson Tatum, but
of course, when you look
that's
at it from a
okay.
when you look at it from a tournament view
Mm-hmm.
opposed to a championship series point of view, very shrunk. The things that even get you there, just as you do.
Right.
You mark that you count down from 16 to 0.
Mm-hmm.
You do that.
Mm-hmm.
That is you. If you watch our story, Mike is counting down the wins necessary to win a fight, to
To
raise a
raise,
banner in
to
your
put a
arena.
banner back up in those rafters.
We are
We're
we
done with
haven't
the
even
countdowns.
we didn't even let up in a series last
No,
year. It's the same team.
no. It's the same team. And it's the same. It's like it's the same mentality, but for some fucking reason, it's just not there. And, and what aggravated me the most last night was when the Knicks were coming back, there was no there was no answer in that portion of the game. You fought back. You threw some punches in the beginning to when you went up by 12 and then they got down to 6, then you brought it back up to 12, then it got down to 8, brought it up to 14 when there was that. But when the Knicks made that final push, you you had no answer and you resorted back to what lost you games 1 and 2 and what lost you game 3 in Orlando and what lost you some of your piss poor performance regular season games. You resorted back to just chucking fucking threes up. I don't understand it. For the life of me, and we talked about it last week and we've talked about it at fucking nauseum. Every NBA show that we do, Celtics, basketball, anything. When shit isn't falling, when shots aren't falling, when you shoot the ball and the fucking thing isn't going in the net time and time again from the 3-point line, stop doing it. I don't care if you're the best 3-point shooting team in the world like the Celtics are. If it's not your night behind the arc, find another way to score because your misses are turning into baskets on the other end. And that fucking score is going from 14 to 12 to 10 to 7 to 4. And you have no answer because you just want to keep shooting because that's what we do. According to Joe Mazzulla, the most important stat is field goals. You're a fucking moron. It's not. The most important stat is what's on that scoreboard at the end of the night. And if you have more points than the other team does on that scoreboard, it's not field
Buckets.
goals, idiot. It's how you get to the final outcome of you winning the game.
Yeah.
And if you don't understand that by now, you definitely can't be the coach of the Celtics. I don't know where you can be the head coach. Go to Utah. Go have fun in fucking Utah. Because I'm done with this. And I'm done with the stupidity of the post game press conferences and his attitude towards that. I'm done. I am through with this. We don't have our superstar for a year. Jayson Tatum is not stepping onto a basketball court to play a game for the Boston Celtics for at least one full calendar year. So if Joe Mazzulla is the head coach of this team next year, you don't have Jayson Tatum to mask some of your faults because that's what he did last night. Jayson Tatum did every fucking thing that he could last night to try and hide the faults of his head coach.
How many I can't even imagine how much money Jason Tatum is making over the
It's
next
wild.
over the next 365 days. Good for him.
Gonna
But
need it with all those hospital
we
bills.
like what are we what is going to transpire? Like we have a new owner who obviously is going to fight back on the luxury tax,
Of
as we
course.
know, especially
Of
now.
course.
So, but it's like now more so because the question now that can be raised is Tatum now becomes human.
Of course.
He's he's not he's not Thanos anymore.
No.
Like the the Infinity Stones are scattered.
The code was cracked. And the code word was Achilles.
So
Unfortunately. I hate to say
so
that,
now
but it's true.
so we now it's like okay because what do you want? Like, it's such a confusing time because it's like, okay, Jaylen Brown,
Bye.
Porzingis, White,
Bye.
Drew, like they're all
Probably try to keep him.
playing for. I assume that every player is playing for as much money as possible.
Of course.
The way that the way that the CBA and the NBA
Of
has
course.
become what it has today.
Hmm.
Um, So I would assume that if I were to guess, I would assume that the Celtics are going to do everything in their power, especially based off of the way that as bad as the Knicks have been playing. I think that they're going to continue very bad basketball because that's all they've showcased
I
thus far.
I can't wait for this team to absolutely shit their pants against Indiana. Indiana's
So
going to the NBA Finals.
yeah, so I think that like it's it's very bad. The basketball that the Knicks have been playing is very
It's
bad,
so
and the
bad,
Celtics are losing to this team, which is the most.
which is
It's the
worse.
biggest. It's the. It is so out there for me because it's like, are you motherfuckers watching this game? Like, the Knicks suck. Like they are not good,
No.
and you are not like it's lower than.
Hmm.
You're not caught up on
Not yet.
The
So
Last of Us.
no, not yet. I know. Listen, playoff
I
time. I watch
know,
fucking nothing but sports.
but you're taking away a good analogy from me right now. But when you do,
Hmm.
well, this will resurface. But
We'll
yeah,
plug it.
man,
We'll put it back into a show
we're
once it
lo-
could.
we are lo- we the Celtics are at a place where it's almost like a perfect scenario for a brand new owner. It's like, hey, dude, especially that's unbiased because he's not a basketball guy or a
Oh, he's a
sports guy.
Celtics fan.
Celtics fan, what does that mean?
He's from here. That's all I know.
Yeah, like, w-
No, no, but I get you.
I
He's
know,
not like
like,
he's not from a
I'm
sports
not trying
background.
to be an asshole asking that question, sir, but
Be an asshole.
how invested are you? Like, are you invested financially
Hmm.
with these guys, or
What
are
is
you invested in these
what
motherfuckers?
is your no? It's a no. Don't be scared. It's
Like,
not. It's a valid question. Are you here to bring Boston championships? Was that the reason why you wanted to take this job? Is to bring this city more titles, or is it money? It's
it's so
very valid.
unfortunate. It's so unfortunate that the lottery is so rigged as it
Oh,
is.
according to a lot of people, it's not rigged because this is the purity of the lottery. This is how you can see that the lottery, it doesn't, this is how it, I heard from a couple people that this is how we prevent tanking. Listen up, idiot. Do you understand what happened last night? A team, not only with 1.8% chance to get the number one pick, got the number one pick. It is also the team, idiots out there, that traded away their superstar to a to the second biggest franchise in the NBA behind your Boston Celtics, so they could be fucking relevant again because they sucked before then. Said team that traded away said superstar got the number one pick last night to get seemingly one of the biggest names to come out of college in a long
In
time,
quite some
which
time.
will make an impact right off the bat. Game one, the dude's going to drop double double at
My
least.
my
So tell me how that's not rigged. The shot. Do you know how I'm going to tell you it's rigged?
hold
I
on.
saw something. Did you see the Charlotte Hornets thing?
I didn't see the Charlotte Hornets thing, but just so that you can finish,
Mm-hmm.
I'll interject real quick.
Pause.
The fact that nice, nice. Um,
You gotta take it's
the
fouls are
fact
very limited nowadays, so you gotta take them while you can. Go on.
the fact that the Wizards had the sixth pick,
Yep.
so it's not even like okay, 98% chance
Mm-hmm.
for the number one pick. They don't even have the and I love Greg Popovich. I think that
But
this is another way that they can fall back, use the lottery as a fallback plan. Because yes, San Antonio was dog shit,
mm-hmm.
but for them to end up with the number two and Washington to end up with the number six,
Mm-hmm.
it's like you Pop doesn't need
No.
that. He doesn't need that.
God
He
no.
could have died. With all the respect in the world,
Mm-hmm.
he could have died, and like he, we would be receiving
Mm-hmm. Of
and getting like we would as being millennials, we
course.
would be reminded how phenomenal this motherfucker was.
Yeah. Of
Period.
course.
He his genius and the San Antonio Spurs for whatever they
Mm-hmm.
are as a
Mediocre
franchise,
basketball team at the moment.
as a franchise, like it's not even like it's a big market city. They
No.
are only relevant because of the individual that unfortunately went through some medical issues and is now stepping away from coaching and GM, but now he's the GM. Who knows what that even really means? Because who knows? His brain is probably fried,
They're
and they're
also
just trying to.
facts. He looks fried.
He looks bad.
Mm-hmm.
He looks very bad.
San Antonio is
Um,
also what they are because the Celtics got porked by the lottery.
for sure, they did. They sure
Tim
did, sir.
Tim Duncan.
They sure did.
Tim Duncan was supposed to be a Celtic.
Sure did. Um, I mean, I don't even want to get into all of the rigged shit,
Oh no, we'll be
but
here
I
all night.
just wanted to interject
Yeah,
because
it's valid.
Washington, like that was our thing. We discussed that. Oh, Cooper Flag, uh, Utah or Washington D.C. Where would you like to go, buddy? Because that's where you're going.
You want to
And it's
chill with
like
the Mormons or
it's
chill
like
with the president?
damn, like we gotta like fuck, like damn, like I felt sorry for him. He gotta go there, blah blah blah. He gotta spend his time there because of probability. We're talking about 90 fucking 6 to 98% of this player being there. What is the big deal about staying true to that? Why not? Why not create this? Drop this fucking nuclear bomb in this shit fuck city and possibly make that be the foundation of creating a big market.
Hmm. Yeah,
What is the problem with that? It isn't like that the
that's the
point
whole
of
point of the
the
lottery.
lottery? Because if that is the case, I promise you, going from fucking worst to best
Hmm.
in the draft
Hmm.
is gonna be is gonna work out totally
Right.
fucking fine, bro. I
Yep.
promise. I
Like it's not.
promise.
You're
The
not.
NFL does it 7 times straight. The
Yeah.
MLB seven, right?
They do
Seven,
too.
8 rounds,
Mhm.
and then
MLB is more than that, double digits, I
yeah,
believe.
I was gonna say,
Hmm.
and but case in
Right,
point, and then hockey just as
just as
much.
much.
And the NFL doesn't have a farm system.
No
The like we're talking about sports that have legitimate farm
farm systems.
systems.
Yeah. Hmm.
This
Yeah.
is the NBA. 32, the teams pick. You get your guys, either develop them or fucking throw them in the fucking rotation and see what the fuck it's about.
Hmm.
The Celtics are potentially a lottery fighting team
Hmm.
in a year.
This time next year, we could be talking about where they land,
We
where the ping
the
pong
so
balls land for the Celtics.
we'll see who will be representing the
And
Celtics for the lottery.
can you imagine? Can you just think about this? Just think about this for a second. And I do want to make the Charlotte point because it's gross. But 1 week ago, a couple days ago, we were talking. Yesterday, at this time, it's actually this time is probably when everything went to shit. But yesterday afternoon, we were talking about how the Boston Celtics are going to win the game last night and just rip four in a row. You and I were talking about this. So they're just going to rip four in a row. They're going to move on to the Eastern Conference Finals, play Indiana. We beat them last year. Like, yeah, they're better this year, but
Good.
we're the Boston Celtics.
No more shit to
Right,
talk. You guys wanted this. You guys asked for it. Here you go.
right. But now,
Not even the Cavs.
no, it's the fucking Indiana
Not even
Pacers.
the Cavs.
So the Celtics had the ride, the free ride, if you so will.
Yeah.
Not, not even 24 hours removed from speaking about all this. We're now potentially talking about the same Boston Celtics being a lottery team next season. What? What? What just came out of my mouth?
I think, bro. The next question I have is, what the fuck is the starting lineup gonna be?
I don't know because I don't know who's going to be on this team next season.
Bruh,
I
bruh,
have no clue. If you put a gun to my head right
bruh.
now and said, Mike, name me the Boston Celtics starting five next season, or I'm going to put a bullet in your brain. Not to sound dark, but like I would look at you and go, I guess my time on this earth has come to an end, sir, because I don't know. Could it be Jalen and Tingus and Holiday and White and insert name here?
Al
Could be.
Horford.
Oh God, it could be. Could it also be Derek White and four other new faces? It very well could be. Could it be Derek White, Drew Holiday, and three other new faces? It sure could be. The most likely scenario in my eyes, and we're going to have tons of more content and tons of more shows to do this because they decided to just shit their pants in this fucking series. Um, the most likely scenario is Derek White, Peyton Pritchard, and three new faces. That's my most likely scenario. I think because I don't think this would have happened if we didn't lose Tatum. Due to Tatum going down,
Listen.
I think
Tatum's gone. Tatum's
it's
gone, bro.
a complete
So
overhaul. It's
now,
a
yeah,
but your mindset now. If Tatum was still eligible to play, it'd be different. If they lost the series,
I would say right
it's
now that
completely different now.
I would say now that because Tatum is injured, I feel as though he would be more likely inclined to be out of here.
Tatum,
Yeah.
that's tough. I don't think they would do that. I
I
think they
it's like but it's just
I think even
I,
now
I
with
I
Tatum being
think that
down.
it's been proven. Obviously, Kevin Durant has done it.
Mhm.
Um, who is probably the best person to compare
Paris.
Jason Tatum to
Hmm.
as far as athletic ability, as far as height, weight.
Hmm.
You know, I mean, I'll go as far as saying height because obviously Jason Tatum, I would assume weighs at least 30 more pounds than Kevin Durant.
At least.
That's just at least. Um, I believe that but it's just the mindset of like, where are you? Like, where were you before this? And now, specifically, where are you? Because obviously, you have to not only prepare your body to get to a place where it naturally is supposed to be
Hmm.
while obtaining talent
Hmm.
that is equivalent to the top five players of the sport in the world. In the world.
If there's for me,
There's two players that are, there's one player.
as I say,
Let me say, there's one player on this earth that gives you a run for your money, and, and that is the Joker.
okay.
So
Fair.
when it comes to number two in basketball, as far as talent on the earth today, the Joker is the only individual that I would say can give Jason Tatum a run for his money. Just
As being the most pure dominant player on the court at all times.
all times. I don't think that I think because of this isn't me being biased because I'm a Celtics fan. I just so happen to be a Celtics fan. But watching the game of basketball, the most dominant player for most of my existence after Kobe was Kevin Durant. And the only player I can really compare to Kevin Durant now is Tatum.
It's Jason Tatum.
But it's a more physical Kevin Durant. It's not a pure Kevin
Mhm.
Durant. That's the beauty of Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is
Yeah.
pure. Jason
Yeah.
Tatum he's developed his game into a more rugged style of
Oh
finesse.
yeah.
Um, he's still silky smooth with the turnarounds
When
and the fadeaways and
yeah.
the 1 foot and the pivot foot and the triple threat, but when it's just unfortunate because he's still so young in his career that all of the things that piss me off about this, like Jason Tatum driving to the bucket and not having the finesse to finish at the rim.
That's
Like
yeah.
that is what I want. That's what I was looking forward for him because he still hasn't reached his ceiling.
No.
That is
This is this is a devastating injury
yeah.
potentially.
Like that is what it's like. Fuck, dog. Like we watched T Mac, we watched Brandon Roy, we watched Derrick Rose. We got a little bit of Penny Hardaway.
Tail
But
end.
we were still a little. We were still we didn't love the game like we did,
No.
like we would end up to. But like I mean, just all these cats that just unfortunately they played ball and their name is stamped in the history of the
Of
game,
course.
but they just didn't do it at the highest level for a long period of time, which is
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
but it gives you that aspect of like I just wish that you guys could be free because you motherfuckers are so good. Like even
Yeah.
even watching Anthony Edwards, I'm just like you, you don't fucking piss me off. Don't piss me off. Don't piss
Yeah.
me off. Or
That's honestly who I'm rooting for the rest of the way. Give me a Timberwolves Pacers final and give me the Timberwolves, please. That would gain my interest because I am no longer interested. So I'm
no,
not interested in the Eastern Conference Finals. That's for goddamn sure. And depending on what we get in the West, I might watch if it's Minnesota, OKC, or Denver. Either one, I would watch. That would be entertainment for me. It would hurt knowing that I'm watching basketball, without
as
my
a
guy,
fan, as a
right,
fan,
as a fan, instead of, oh, the Celtics are on tomorrow, so let's watch tonight to see what
yeah,
happens.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and again, stranger things have happened. I'm not saying that it can't happen, but like you said, and you always say, let's call a spade a spade. Let's also point out that what in God's name has this team done
Yeah.
that makes you believe that they're going to turn into this like seventh, 19th gear and do anything post Tatum injury?
No.
If anything, they're going to stay true to form, not change a damn thing. We're going to see 67 three, 69 threes tomorrow.
Do they
Nice.
do they win the game? Maybe.
Maybe. But
Yeah.
it's you have a player
There's
that is now
nothing.
your leader.
There's nothing. There's no gain from this. There's no gain at
And
any point.
and I get
Two of the three games are in Boston, which
mhm,
the ticket prices are much, much cheaper
they're like
than
$100 now
Madison
to get
Square
in
Garden.
tomorrow
So, and who knows what the fuck they're gonna drop to
before the game.
by tomorrow before people realize, like, oh, the best player? Oh, the series is 3-1? Oh, I'm not going.
Yeah.
So
It, it's
it's
lost all
shout
of
out to
its.
everybody that will be shout out to everybody that is will be going to the Garden tomorrow for the first time in their life. Unfortunately, Jason Tatum isn't playing.
Yeah.
But shout out to them. Shout out to those
Have
people.
fun.
I don't know who is going to enjoy that game, but I hope that it goes to people that rightfully deserve it and they don't give a fuck what is going on. They're just happy to be
They
there.
just want to be there
They
just to
just
watch.
they're there because they were in the right place at the right time and they got the opportunity to go and they took advantage of it and they were able to take advantage of it and they did
So,
so.
yeah,
And shout out to all of those people. I hope that everybody. It's just
it's
I would.
unfortunate.
The Celtics have lost enough at home for tomorrow night to be the
Yeah.
last game of the season.
Which honestly, and I and
I
I, and
think
I
and
get it.
I,
Sure.
I I think that the Celtics fans will that are there and that are present and that are true. I feel as though, obviously we're probably going to get a standing ovation no matter what, just
You shouldn't.
in memory of JT and the solidarity that we all have. Like, obviously, I'm going to stand for JT. I'm not standing for the season. I'm standing for. I really want this young man to get back to who he truly is. Hopefully, it's nothing mental.
You know.
that holds him back with this injury
Good.
because you are based on the research that I've done since since the moment it happened.
I did too. So
Mentally is
it's
a
just this.
the mental aspect is I'm already personally familiar with the mental aspect of ACL injury, let alone an Achilles tendon.
Mhm.
So it's just
Every
all I want is
time he
for
jumps,
all I
every
want
time he
is
lands.
for him. All I want is for him to be
Yeah.
just attack it, bro. Just
Yeah.
attack it. And if it happens again, then you know.
Yeah.
And thankfully, you're financially stable enough to
And
endure
thankfully,
that.
he's a champion.
And he's a champion. And there's nothing that's gonna take anything away from what you did for this
No,
city.
we're gonna love you
And
no matter what.
yeah,
We do.
like your number zero is probably gonna be retired. So, like, that's just what we do. Like, 00 and 0, yeah, motherfucker. I'm sorry,
Z-
you were born too late. Them shits is taken,
Zero will be up in the rafters
you know,
without a doubt.
and you
No
know,
matter
and
no
it's like,
matter if he never plays, God forbid, but no matter if Jayson Tatum never plays another game, even doesn't play another game for the Celtics, say what you
yeah,
brought up earlier does in fact, come to fruition and Tatum isn't a Celtic, but still in the NBA, you're dude, you're cemented. You are a Celtic legend already. But trust me,
since the moment you were
tr-
drafted,
trust me. Be- Besides a few other things, besides Drake May becoming the next best thing, how confident I am in that. I, I am I'm scared for him because I of the recovery, but I have a confidence in Jayson Tatum because the guy's a fucking warrior. You can't take away from him that he plays. He plays through everything.
now
He's the most played games in the NBA for years now.
my my question now regarding Jason Tatum is, I was already aware that he was well on his way to be the greatest Celtic of all time. But like now it's like, okay, where are you going to end up on that list? Because right now,
So
unfortunately,
he'll still be up there.
you're still, you're not where I thought you were going to be. And who knows where, and it just fucking
He's
it
gonna have this
sucks, bro.
year.
Imagine like we don't like imagine the people that feel this way about Reggie Lewis. All right, imagine these people that feel
Len
this way
Bias.
about Len Bias. It's like imagine all of the Paul Pierce fans, right? Like there's a time where it's like fuck, like Paul Pierce just got stabbed how many times? I remember that.
12.
My mother was actually out that night. My mother was out that night, came home going
Hmm.
crazy. Oh, the Celtics, Paul Pierce got stabbed, blah blah blah. I'm young. I'm like, what? Like, what is going on? I'm hearing it on the news. I'm hearing it on the radio.
Same. Same.
Like,
Like
I'm
a
like, what?
lot of
Like, I
us.
don't understand the severity of the situation. Like, really comprehending. Like, yeah, I know. I know the actions and shit, but it's like,
Right.
okay, I don't know in real time. Like, again.
Yeah.
Again, a third time,
Yeah.
so it's like,
It
what the fuck, man?
there's there's a level to how this happened too. Is how, and like we said about the show, it's how like fragile life really is. Did we keep saying, like, we didn't expect to be on here Wednesday, oh excuse me, Tuesday. That's how out of it I am
Trust me,
today.
man.
Tuesday, May 13th, 2025. We're doing a live show here on Instagram for the pod talking about Jayson Tatum not playing basketball for a year. not being suspended or for anything, or because he's
The
hurt.
problem, the he is going
Like,
to be this upcoming season. He is not going to be eligible to be a top five player in the NBA after he has been that over the course of the last 3 seasons, 4 seasons.
4, I believe.
This will make
Yeah,
four because he's obviously first team
he
All
had.
NBA.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
It
it's like damn,
sucks.
like he could have got five in a row type shit, or like
But for his sake, and hopefully for his sake, because like he's such a good dude,
is
and he's such a great father. Um,
it's just like okay, this dude lives such a Hollywood lifestyle,
yeah.
but you would never know. Like you would never know.
Mhm.
It's just like you obviously, I assume you're doing all the right things. You're very low
He's
key, which is
having fun though.
phenomenal.
He's having fun.
Of course, absolutely. He used to be used to work at Encore. I used to see him all the
Yeah.
time. All of them, all of them, all of them. Marcus Smart,
Hmm.
Jalen Brown occasionally.
Yeah.
Tatum majority of the time.
You could tell how big of an impact too. We haven't gotten to this yet, but that he has on this team because of the reactions.
For
Those
sure, absolutely.
reactions that you saw initially last night, and then in the press conferences after the game,
Come on.
minus Missoula, um, but Jalen, and I shit on Jalen all the time because I expect better from him, and I'd never really gotten it. Uh, but to be so humble last night, to show your true emotion, I respect every Celtic for doing that. And I could feel through the TV that they were hurting because they just saw their brother go down, and I was hurting.
Yeah.
Shit, I don't play for the Celtics. Like I'm just a fan. I do this to entertain myself.
Yeah, I mean
But
we've done this. We did it with
but
Gordon.
yeah, but even so, Gordon was kind of.
But I'm saying as far as like length, as far as like you knew something was wrong
Oh yeah.
because this shit is taking
Well, I mean, the dude's leg was like
this
just.
shit is yeah, but it's like what is taking so long? Like what the fuck happened? Like so
Yeah.
instantly. And in sports, it's
As
just like
soon as you grab
you
that
know
ring.
when something is,
Mm.
and I shit on soccer players all the time because it's like a part of the game, it's part of the advantage, and I
Yeah.
understand that.
They're the
Um,
worst though.
yeah, of course, yeah, but they gotta sell it. If yellow card and red card, when you explain that to somebody, it's like okay, I understand. Which is stupid. I think that's fucking ridiculous.
Just play the game. Nah, like
Yeah,
just play
right.
the game.
That's fucking ridiculous.
But
Just call a foul.
we'll
Like
talk
call a foul.
when the World Cup rolls around. We'll start talking about that.
For sure.
Which is next
But yeah,
year.
it's just yeah. Next year, yeah. Um,
But yeah,
it's
it sucks, man. You never think, you know, it's like what happened with Brady. You think these guys are invincible. You think these guys are incapable, excuse me, of bad shit happening like this. You never would have
no.
think. And man, just like that, Jayson Tatum is gone.
It
And
sucks because
granted,
you yeah.
we're talking about him like he's dead. He's not dead. We
No, of
understand
course,
this.
of course, of course. Yeah.
But people out there got to understand because I've seen some reactions being like, it's just basketball. It's just a player. What are you so upset about? Why you let like there's been a few that have kind of like been like, why are you so mad today? But dude, it's just Jayson Tatum. You know how much money Jayson Tatum makes? He's fine. I go, buddy, do you not understand what being a fan of a team is about?
Or
You get
just
You
or not
or
even
being a human.
realizing,
The guy
bro,
just tore his
bro,
Achilles. Like,
what he can no longer do what he does to make that much money.
right. He might not. There is a very slight
Thankfully, the
chance.
NBA is guaranteed.
Right. But there is a correct. But in retrospect, in reality, there is a very small chance, because Jason Tatum's going to come back and he's going to be better than he fucking was. But there's a very small chance that he will never play basketball again because of what just happened last night. It's not going to happen.
Or not, or even worse, right? He
Oh,
comes
walk.
back.
Yeah.
He comes back and plays basketball, and it's nothing close
It's
to
nothing
what,
close, or the fucking thing snaps again. Like,
which I don't think is high
mm-mm.
in that aspect. I don't think that happens.
The recurrence of the injury is pretty low,
Yeah.
but um,
Um.
you never know.
I mean, it's just and kudos to, and I wanted to
Yeah.
obviously, I don't know, I felt like we were kind of on script, our unscripted script, but just obviously the severity of the conversation. But shout out to the Celtics for
Mm,
withholding that information and breaking the news and being the first to break the
mhm,
news to everybody.
mhm.
Every just like you said, some people. To be honest, bro, I knew that there was a May 12th is my late aunt's birthday.
Mm.
Which is always very close to Mother's Day, which is a huge reason why I have a brand new mentality about Mother's Day. Um, just off the sense of, the reality of losing her.
Sure.
But like I knew that May 12th was going to be a full moon as well. I'm not really into the woo woo shit like that. I go with the flow.
That's I love that.
Christina is big on it. She's heavy on it.
Yep.
We are, we're in the south. We're in the North Shore,
I was gonna say you're very.
very close to the witch shit.
Uh-huh.
And we're walking
Well,
distance with a lot.
you're in the you're,
So
you're in the city of sin, kid.
for sure. So it's like she's into it. So it's like, all
You
right.
kind of
And
follow suit.
I'm having a day before the game where it's like, all right, like this shit, I cannot fucking wait for the Celtics game because
Facts.
the shit that's going on today, I am not fucking with. I'm not fucking with you. I'm not fucking with you. I'm not fucking with this.
Fuck
Like
you.
there
Fuck
was
you.
just a
Fuck you.
lot of
You're cool.
shit. There's just a lot of shit that was like, why is this happening? What
Hmm.
is going on? Like,
Hmm.
driving, just everything.
It's like a Twilight Zoney type
And
feel.
then I'm just like, I'm watching the game and we're winning, and then we're, three quarters roll by and we haven't let up a lead yet. And I'm like, what is about to
Hmm.
happen? Like, why?
You
Like,
felt it.
it's like I know this game and I know this team, and I am not comfortable. I'm not happy with this. We haven't let up a lead at all.
Hmm.
We've dominated the lead the
Right.
whole game.
When is it coming? When? When?
And
When? When?
if I'm about to watch the Knicks shit on us for 12 minutes, you got me fucked up because I was not about to watch
Yep.
that. But if you would have gave me the scenario of what actually transpired and that, I would have taken that 7 days out of the week.
You know what sucks too? And granted, there's nothing you can do about it, but the game was fucking over when Tatum went down. It was
Yeah,
done. It was donezo. I had chalked it up at that point. I was like, all right, well, 3-1 we are. But again, what we went through, just a little bit ago, it's 3-1, yes, but it's 2 out of 3 in Boston. You win game 5, you go to New York where you've had so much success, just pull a win out of your ass, and you're back in Boston for game 7. So the pressure is all on New York. That's what I mean. Granted, Jayson Tatum is one of the greatest players that we'll see, but a big reason why he had that game in Milwaukee, not only for his pure talent and he rose to the occasion. The pressure was on Milwaukee because that game 6, if you lose that game, you go back to Boston, which they did. And Tatum just said, okay, here's the scenario. I'm going to shit on you tonight. We're going back to Boston, and then we're taking this thing to the ECF. And that's exactly what he fucking did. That's exactly what would have happened if they went down 3-1 with Tatum still Achilles intact. But for some, and I'm a big believer in everything happens for a reason. I don't have the reason here. I don't. The only possible scenario that I can come up with is somehow, some way, we're going to get Cooper Flag. Like, I don't understand it. And Dallas already came out today, and we know that said they're not trading it. They're not entertaining offers. They're going to draft Coop. But, like, it
I'm
it's just
I'm more
what
so
I don't have the answer. I
yeah.
don't have the answer. And I normally do.
I'm
And
more so at a place where it's like, what's up with Brockton to BYU back to Brockton? You know,
sure,
I
I wouldn't be
like
mad at that.
I'm
I wouldn't be mad
I'm
at that.
I'm even right now I'm at a place where I'm like, okay, like what can we acquire that we already have to trade up to draft like somebody like Derek Queen or
Mm.
something. Like that's where I'm at. It's like, okay, if this is where we're going,
I'm in a glass
then we
case of
got
emotion. That's what
we
I'm in.
like. It's like, okay, if you're going into it like, okay, Jason Tatum's going to recover from this and he's going
Of
to be
course he is.
better. He's going to be better. Then it's like, okay, we're just going to rebuild as though we're creating a prototype NBA player. When he's ready to play, he'll
He's in
play,
the
and the
lab
team
right
will
now.
be
We're getting him ready.
yeah, like it's like
It's a good way to look at it.
for sure,
He's in the tank.
for
We have to
sure,
put him in the tank for a year and let him develop,
exactly,
let his
exactly,
powers
for
grow,
sure.
and
Yeah, let him play basketball on it for
yeah.
months prior
And
to competitive
people
basketball.
people out there, idiots out there, morons, mutants alike, when the time comes for Tatum that he's cleared and the time comes for him to return, don't be a fucking idiot
Yeah,
and be like
buddy. I'll see you in two
and be
years.
like, well, why isn't he back yet? It should be back by now.
Nah,
What is it? Is it
I'll see you.
just
I'll see you when I see you,
yeah?
kid.
Can we let off the fucking pedal there? And I'm
I
sure,
don't
but
want you
hopefully
to
by then
play.
we're at a point where we can really have an impact on
I
what
don't want you to
happens.
play a single minute of the
Mm.
2026 season.
Mm-hmm. No, never.
If you're not going to be able to become a five-time straight first team All NBA player, I don't want you to play.
Oh,
Period.
I want him to take as much
Period.
time as possible, and I want him to get right. I want him to be back to Jason Tatum, whatever that means, whatever
The
that
bread is
takes.
guaranteed, brother.
Facts.
So focus on what
But
you want to do,
how much
what you
Jason,
want to accomplish.
how much of
All
a
the shit,
warrior he
all
is.
the shit
Yep.
that people talk about you.
Yep.
Listen, it's time. It's time to become the player that the people are
Mhm.
asking for.
You know,
That is no. I don't care. I don't give a fuck that Tatum isn't who you want him to
I
be.
give two shits.
I watch him. his game.
Yeah, we get the privilege of
He
watching him every night.
That motherfucker is a dog. I
Mhm.
don't give a fuck how you want to put the write the script definition, whatever.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck how you view it. I'm viewing it how I view it, and I'm watching him play ball, and that's what he does. And that motherfucker is a dog. I don't care who you're trying to compare him to or
there,
what. But
there's no comparison. He's Jayson
but
Tatum.
now with this injury, I would I would certainly like to see Jason Tatum become the player that the people have been asking
He's
for.
gonna.
And that's what the Celtics are going to
He
need
was on his way to
when he
doing so.
returns, because I am at a place, even if I'm Brad Stevens,
Hmm.
that I would rather a Tatum a year removed from an
Hmm.
Achilles or over Jaylen Brown
All
currently.
day, all day.
So if
You'll see why tomorrow
if
night.
what I'm left with after my cards are dealt is Jason Tatum a year removed from a season,
Hmm.
now you got a lot. Now it's like, okay, what now? That would make me comfortable with where Brad needs to be, because now he knows what he can do to develop this
Well,
team, which with what he already has that he can obtain. We obviously know that
uh,
Pritchard is locked down.
Derek White.
We, White is a go.
He's here unless some
Yeah,
crazy ass
for
trade.
sure, for sure. I'm thinking as far as like keeping Tatum though.
Oh
It's like,
God.
okay,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
obviously Brown, Tatum. I mean Brown, Drew, and Porzingis are probably the first three out in that regard. So what
Yep.
can you get? What can you get? What can you do to secure a bag for the future?
The number
For
one
sure.
pick.
It's like
I'm trying to manifest a man, and listen, I'm not saying so.
Brad needs to
Brad's
tune
gonna go
into
in the
his
kitchen.
he
Brad's
needs
gonna
to
get in the
tune
kitchen.
into his inner red.
Brad has done an amazing job so far as the GM of the Celtics. He's gonna go back in the kitchen and he's gonna start whipping up some meals, because what's gonna happen is he's going to make some moves that are gonna set this team up for the future for when Tatum returns. And I'm telling you, if you believe anything with the universe and you're getting into like the mystical shit at the
Woo
moment,
woo.
I'm gonna put it out there because I asked the question before, why did everything happens for a reason and whatever. I got my answer while we're on the show. And again, I think I already said it, but I'll say it again. It's because somehow, some way, the Boston Celtics are going to end up with the number one pick in a couple weeks. It has to be. That has to be the scenario, because why the fuck else would Jason Tatum pop his goddamn Achilles in Game 4 of the Eastern Conference semifinals against the fucking New York Knicks when it looked like they were about to come back and make this thing a thing, and make this thing where it should be. That, that's what I'm trying to manifest. That's what I'm trying to wrap my head around. That's what I'm trying to put out there and grab all the good vibes. Um,
I would
because
assume, yeah,
it
like I think that the Celtics will probably make a move to like
I, I also say that though because Dallas obviously has the number one pick. Kyrie Irving is in Dallas. Kyrie Irving and Jaylen Brown, very good friends. It's been said that they want to play with each other. Pause. Not like that. Just saying. Just saying, Brad. And I know if Dallas is solely locked in on Cooper Flag, if they are, yes, that is our guy. They're serious, because they say shit. The NFL, as we know with the NFL draft, they just put shit out there just to start stuff, so you can be like, no, we're not trading the pick.
mhm.
Hey, by the way, What would you give up for the pick? Um, it, it's just the fucking, like I said, you're into the thing. The stars are aligning, and you get a year of Cooper Flag on the Celtics without JT.
While Tatum's in the tank.
While Tatum's in the tank. While Tatum is developing in the tank, you get Coop to develop with this team, whoever's around him, because God knows. But at least you kind of save face next season. There's a little. If Cooper Flag ends up on the Celtics, doesn't that give you incentive to watch next season?
Absolutely.
Are you invested in this team next year if we don't have anybody like Cooper Flag and we end up having Jalen? If Jalen Brown is the one, the head, or if we end up if Brad does trade away and use next year as like a development year, what do you have any interest in watching this team?
No.
No, and they understand that. So I think that, and again, if it's not the number one pick, which it probably won't be,
Jaylen Brown better be first team.
Jaylen Brown next year. If Brad Stevens truly believes in Jaylen Brown, he better be the second coming of Christ.
First team.
Because you listen, Jaylen, you're not. Granted, Jaylen is the co-star to Tatum, so he's in the limelight every night. Jaylen, you are the guy. So guess what? You're gonna catch all the shit. So all the shit that Tatum was catching as the lead, that all falls on you now, buddy. Do you have tough enough skin, and do you have the mindset to take over the Boston Celtics? Because it's not the easiest job. Ask Jayson Tatum as he's sitting there with his fucking foot up. So I don't think he is. I think Jaylen Brown is a very good role, like second. He's a very good Robin to Batman. Jayson
Yeah.
Tatum is Batman. Jaylen Brown is Robin. I don't think Jaylen Brown can be Batman consistently because he has games. The game against Orlando, he stepped up. I give him his props. I told you that. I was like, all right, well, Jalen's actually doing something tonight. Good job.
He definitely has game, but he doesn't have.
He doesn't have that. He's not. He doesn't have Tatum's ability to rise
He's the.
consistently. We need this. Not 82 because we understand shit happens, but we need this 70 out of 82.
He's not a superstar on the court. He's a superstar off the
Of
court.
course. And you love him for everything he does for the community
Absolutely,
and the biggest
absolutely.
voice on the Celtics, to
But
be honest.
as that's the issue. Like he's not a
Bring that.
dominant. He's not a dominant basketball
Right.
player.
No.
He's fucking.
Good
He's good.
basketball player. He's
He's
not,
fucking
I
good.
don't think he stinks.
Of
He's
course, he's
good.
going. Can he become elite? Absolutely. I
But he
have all the
won't.
confidence in the world.
He won't.
But is he going to? Is the question, and that is a very valid question
I'll,
based off of the play that he has showcased over the last
uh-huh.
some odd years.
I'll quote a movie that you still haven't seen yet, which you have to see. But Major League, he doesn't have any marbles. And you'll get that. You'll get that when you watch the movie. He's got no marbles. He doesn't have them. He's got them here and there, but he doesn't consistently have them like Jayson Tatum does. So, would I love to see Jaylen Brown step up tomorrow night, drop a 30 piece, and the Celtics win? Of course. I'm not rooting for them to lose. But if they lose, you're owed that.
Yeah.
You own that. You created this mess because what you did in the first two games, and now your superstar's gone.
Heap mess. Heap.
You bring it all, and it's amazing to think that we're in this position right now. Never. But did not have this on my bingo card for
No,
2025.
no, sir.
I thought we were running right into banner
Yeah,
19
yeah, I thought this was going to be a
at
5.
5. It changed to 4. And I thought honestly, granted, I was putting some money aside because I knew the deeper they go,
And more expensive, yeah.
I'm going to look at those games because I held out so far. I haven't been to a playoff game. This is the first year in a long time that I will not be in the Garden for any playoff game. Granted, if it goes even seven against New York, I would probably go wait for next round. But even so, what I want to see tomorrow night, honestly, as we probably will wrap up here, I want to see balls. Pause. But I want to see marbles. Show me you have the stones to rise up above your superstar going down in the fashion that he did. Show me that you belong on the Boston Celtics. Show me that this right here, and as we documented in the Celtics in Celtic City, not Boston, Celtics. Prove to me that this right here means something to you. Your guy is down and out. You don't have him. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to rise up to the level that previous Celtics have? Or are you just going to fade away,
Yeah.
fade to
Do
black?
do you wholeheartedly believe that you are still a championship competitive defending
Mm-hmm.
championship team,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of the because there's no more asterisk. This is
No.
this is the cards that you've
Mm-hmm.
been dealt. So now
Mm-hmm.
is the time to
Because even without Tatum, you're still a better team
answer
than
the call.
the Knicks.
Answer
You're
the call. If
probably
you're
going to,
going
yeah, go.
answer the call.
Mm-hmm.
Just simply answer the call.
Mm-hmm.
And if not, do not waste anybody's time because I don't even give a fuck about if you win or lose this series. I don't. I wish I could call this motherfucker and be like, bro, please, I will call you every fucking day so you know that this is not a fucking game. Like you fucking change the world when you play ball. Just attack this rehab, get prepared, get ready, fight through it, go through the grief, go through the pain, be angry, be
Mm-hmm.
upset, harness that,
Feel it all.
just like Coach Boone, harness that aggression and put it out
Mm-hmm.
when it needs you when the game is able to give you what you've given
Mm-hmm.
it. This is that point in a player's
Mm-hmm.
career. Like you've put in so much for this game.
Mm-hmm.
Just allow it to give back
Uh,
because you made it. You made it to the point where you're changing lives playing this game, playing the sport that you love. Like,
And
so just,
know that you are one of the faces of one of the biggest cities in this world in this country.
you're a face of,
Boston, listen,
yeah,
to say it right now. If you ever watch this, which hopefully one day you do, Jason, Boston fucking loves you. We all love you.
easy.
We all love you like family. We're all hurting like we're your family.
Yeah, yeah.
Buddy,
Nobody gives a fuck.
I was a
Nobody gives a
mess
fuck.
at work today because you popped your Achilles. I couldn't function today because you popped your Achilles because I felt bad for you and I felt bad for the Celtics.
I think that was everywhere. Yeah. If you was,
Boston,
but
there was a dark
even,
cloud. It was sunny as fuck out today. It was a
even,
beautiful day.
it couldn't ask
You
for a better
couldn't
day, honestly.
script a better weather day than what it was
Over the
today.
past over the past weekend, we'll
Facts.
say.
But today there was such a dark cloud over the city. The air was heavy,
Smug,
and there. It was
smug,
just you felt like you were walking in smoke
smug.
because of
All
you,
day,
buddy.
all day.
Because we fucking love you.
It felt like
Yep.
the smoke in the old school cartoon. You know, like you can feel
Yep.
that motherfucker. You can feel
Yep.
you watching it. You're
Yep.
watching it on screen, but
Smog.
it's so smuggy and
Mm-hmm.
thick and base,
Yep.
just one
Yep.
color. And
Like walking
yeah,
on
like,
clouds today. It was just
it's
like you were
like,
just.
dog, I'm sick.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm sick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sick.
I had
I'm
so many
sick.
people text me those exact words, be like, "I'm sick." Like I'm not physically, like I'm not actually sick, but I'm like I'm sick
Even
today.
even in the group chats, right? I'm
Mm-hmm.
getting like there's like a report here, a
Mm-hmm.
report there, a report there, and
Yeah.
there's like motherfuckers that are so invested in this team
Mm-hmm.
that said to the group chat like, listen, if it's not a fucking valuable source,
Don't.
stop fucking
Yeah.
sending this shit because this shit is gut wrenching. Like I don't even
Mm-hmm.
want to believe, and that's another reason why I give kudos to the Celtics because it's
Yeah.
like
They held it
like
until.
you guys managed to not only be the best franchise in the association for the best city in the association, but also like as far as medically and like educationally, like that couldn't have been better for business
Couldn't have been better handled.
ever,
Like you
ever,
normally
ever.
somehow, some way, something gets out where it's like, "Ooh, I just saw." We'll just say because he's the
Like the
today,
world
but like
knew, the world knew so much that Jalen Brunson is the first thing he says is, I'm shouting out Jason Tatum real
Jason
quick.
Tatum.
Jason Tatum he deserves my attention
Mm-hmm.
right now. I don't, him, anybody
Mm-hmm.
that is that calls himself a competitor
Mm-hmm.
is going to give a win away so that that player
Mm-hmm.
doesn't go through
Mm-hmm.
an injury that he endured.
And
Anybody.
to pick,
That would
yeah.
go as far as championship rings. People would give up their championship ring
Mm-hmm.
for the privilege of a player to be able to play the game
Mm-hmm.
at its highest capacity, no matter what that is for the player in the moment. There's nothing,
Mm-hmm.
but
I want to give one more shout out to Brad Stevens, man. I don't know if you saw the video. I think I did. I send it to you.
I don't think so. No.
There's a video of Tatum coming off the court last night, and while he was in the immediate runway, right before you kind of get into the tunnel, but where you're still out within the
Yeah.
fans, Brad Stevens literally pops up out of nowhere and goes like to Tatum's side and has Tatum put his arm around him. Brad Stevens helped carry Jayson Tatum to the locker room last night.
Okay. I gotta see that. I didn't watch.
So
I didn't witness that.
I forget who I don't even, maybe I didn't even send it to anybody. I just saw it and I was filling up at work
Yeah.
when I saw it.
That's chills right there.
I was emotional when I watched this video and people were like walking by like, "You okay?" I'm like, "I need a minute." Not only am I need a minute because Jason Tatum is, d- gone for a year. I need a minute because I just saw this. Like
Yeah.
Brad Stevens, man, what
The
I
best. The
you
best.
got you have so much of my respect for
Mar-
doing that. Literally,
marbles. Marbles.
you got
Marbles.
marbles. Not only marbles, you're humble, and you could tell in Tatum's face, and just in the agony that he was in, that meant something to him. It's
Of
like,
course.
man, Brad Brad is here. Brad's and he look. You see him. You see Tatum with the two trainers, and my former boss Jim Mayall, the bald head tall guy
Yeah.
that's always with him. That's my former boss at the Garden. He was the former security manager there. He's one of the best dudes you'll ever meet.
Heck yeah.
But now he's Tatum security.
Oh yeah.
The two dudes, the two trainers are taking him, and literally Brad comes out of nowhere, and he's just like he puts his hand on his shoulder and then kind of goes under it to be like, "Hey." put your arm around me,
Yeah.
and he helps carry Tatum down the runway.
Like, listen, dude, don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
You're this fucking
Like,
star of the
I'm
show.
here. I'm here. We got you. You're good. You're gonna get through this. And like that right there, I was like, oh, God damn it! Why is this happening? Like so.
Hey,
Kudos.
we'll mic drop it there for sure, because
Yeah,
that's a
that's
mic drop.
awesome. And man, get well, JT. We love you, buddy. Um, yeah, I can't wait to see you back on the court.
Yeah,
And
it'll be refreshing, I would
tomorrow
say.
night, listen, tomorrow night, Celtics, show up. Play for JT. Play like you want it.
The
Play like he
NBA,
would.
I like to say that the NBA is kind of in like a, what is it, like a luau? Is that they call it a luau, where it's like shit is just on a low.
Low. Yeah.
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 Like the NBA this season, especially with this rigged ass fucking
The lottery.
lottery, the NBA is in a place where Jason Tatum can relax for a
Yeah.
year, be
You know
present
what
at home.
sucks though? NBC's coming back next year.
It's
So
okay.
we'll get into that. It'll be here the year after, I know, but it's like
Give him a test run.
the
Let him get
NBA
a
and
test run.
NBC's back. You get round ball rock, and I'm not gonna
Yeah.
have
Let him,
Jason Tatum.
let him get a test
Facts.
run. Let him get a test run, because you know
Facts.
that they're gonna try
Facts.
some AI bullshit
Oh yeah.
and yeah.
Um also tomorrow night, everybody going to the game. Start a Jason Tatum chant. I want to hear it. At least
MVP, MVP,
MVP.
MVP.
I want to hear it, Jason Tatum. I want to hear it.
Um,
You have to start it. You have to say it. You have
he gotta
be so
be.
loud
He
that you
gotta
break the
go.
fucking speakers.
He gotta be there, bro. He gotta go. He
Tatum,
gotta go to the
I
game.
think if
Yeah,
he can, he
I
will be.
think he will be there. Yeah.
You imagine? That might give him a little. If
Man,
Tatum is there tomorrow night,
yo, fly, yo, Paul Pierce better be in the building. Roll that motherfucker out on a motherfucking wheelchair.
imagine.
Turn
I mean,
that
he might be
shit.
because he walked that whole way the other day.
Turn that shit the fuck up. Turn the
Yep.
garden up,
Yep.
loose.
Make it
Have the floor shaken.
make it the
Make them
jungle
replace
again.
it. Make
Make
them
it the
replace
jungle
it.
again. Yep. But well, as always, like you said, I'll let you close it because it's so true in this instance. Again, get well, JT. We love you.
So, almost impossible to be alive to even endure such tragic defeat.
But we got this, and he's got this.
Yeah.
And
Fight.
honestly,
Fight it.
it and fucking let's go Celtics.
For sure.
Come on.